Hi, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about work from home. So, welcome to another episode of Office Talk. Last year, we started work from home, and this year, probably somewhere, we're settling down. And as we move progress, I think more or less work from home is going to stay. And there was youth surveys that came recently, and it said that 80% of the top management people understand that in some form or another work from home is going to stay here. In fact, 47% of employees in fact want work from home to stay. PwC carried out a survey of 669 CEOs, and they said, and at least 78% of said that this work from home in some form or another is going to be there. One survey also found that because of lot of wastage of work hours in the office place, the approximate value that the world is going to save is to the tune of $600 billion. That's huge. And if you see, even from the employee perspective, people are ready to forego as much as 20 to 30% of their salary if they can be allowed to work from home or work remotely. So that itself is a very, very big thing which you will understand that it's one of the biggest change in our lifetime in our work life. This is what is going to be, and this is what it is. But how do you manage that you do not have a burnout? How do you manage that you enjoy work from home? How do you manage that you don't become a pain for your family while you're working from home? First thing is, how do we set up our office for work from home environment, right? So today in this episode we will just talk about the office setup that is needed to be done if you want to have a reasonably comfortable productive work from home environment. So there's a small presentation because it will take us to a point where we can discuss few points, and we can also work towards those key important things which we should be doing for work from home, right? So what are those important things which we should be doing? First is, it's very important for you to remove the clutter and dress up your screen, right? When I mean to say dress up your screen is many things, right? I have seen myself even at times when I have interviewed people for a job. There was this gentleman who was walking in a fort, probably in Old Delhi. And while he was talking and giving his interview for a job in my company, I could see the remnants of the fort. I had to request the gentleman that I have no, interest in watching a documentary on Discovery about the old forts. It would be improper for him to sit down at a place, and at least I could, focus on him instead of the historical facts out there in the fort, right? So it's very important that wherever you sit, the entire area should be well lit. It should have adequate color behind you. There should not be loose wires. Sometimes I feel, what happens is, even if you look at the level, it should be at eye level. So remove the clutter, dress up your screen. So it should be, even if it's a plain wall, it's fantastic. In fact, a lot of people suggest that you should have just single color behind your seat, right? You can have small plants, natural light in case it's possible during daytime. It's the best. You don't need anything else. The natural light is very good. Use air fresheners. Now you'll be amazed that why do we need air fresheners, right? I mean, do you expect the boss to smell it? No, it's not. It makes you feel more comfortable. It makes you feel much better and fresher. You can reduce eye twitches from over exposure to the screens, right? So over a period of time, because number of hours you are there in front of the screen, and also the fact that you are going to do it day in day out, it's important to give rest to your eyes in between the office hours, and also while you are going for to sleep in the night. You can use rose water, you can use cucumber. Just lie down, put a little bit of water over your eyes and sleep. So that is one of the very important things, that you must give rest to your eyes. Get ready for the office. I mean, forget about wearing, bermudas and shirt, t-shirt, and switch off the camera. So invariably nowadays people want you to switch off the camera. So look good in those, in that camera. Look good in those pictures. And it's important that when you're working from home or from remote places, that you start being visible to your, manager, supervisor, to your bosses, because you're not meeting them. How do you make your existence, felt? At least look good on the screen. Take scheduled breaks. You can always talk to your manager, you can talk to your supervisor, you can talk to your bosses, and have scheduled breaks. And those breaks, take a rest, eat something, walk around, do a lot of stretches, right? So neck pain, back pain, and regular stretching yourself is very, very important. Do it early in the morning before you start your office hours. Do after the office hour over. In between also, you should take few minutes out and stretch yourself, whether it's arms, shoulders, back, or even the legs, because it's very, very important that you keep sitting on the in the chair for hours and hours together. You can also have an elevated desk where you stand for few hours. So that's very important to do. Put some water and snacks next to you, and keep sipping that water. If you can, put some lemon juice, or you can put little bit of cucumber to infuse, something into the water. It will make it interesting, make it slightly colder, and have some snacks or small bites or something. So it makes you much better, gives you a lot of energy, it keeps you hydrated, right? Then get in early, test and socialize, right? So get in early and socialize. Few things more which you can do is, you can have a separate space at home, dedicated space in particular room, have a working, proper work height, proper monitoring height. Sometimes I see people looking up, sometimes some people look down, as if, they're looking into a well or something. Have a great internet service, so you don't panic when it's not there. Even if you're panicking, you can always keep the hotspot on your mobile, just as a standby if something goes wrong. Even for that matter, suppose the light goes off, right? So best thing is to have your mobile phone and switch on the flashlight, so you don't, the boss is not very scared of the ghostly figures he sees in the darkness. Other equipment like the keyboard, mouse, camera. One more important thing, UPS. Don't underestimate the value of the good old UPS. In case of fluctuation of light of your internet, it doesn't have to switch on again. Second point is, even your lights which are, immediately flashing onto your face, don't go dark moment the power goes off. A lot of background noise, right? There's a lot of background noise, of which you need to ensure that it close the windows, close the door, request your family. I know it's painful, you're occupying their space, but fact of the matter is, you're earning for them as well. Personalize your space. I always tell people, you must personalize your space, because it gives you that feeling, where you actually want to work towards a particular, when you are working in a particular environment, you should feel absolutely connected to that particular environment. So put some pictures, and use something which excites you to be back onto the desk for the next day. One thing more important is, be communicative. When you're talking to, whether your bosses or you're talking to your colleagues, ask them their welfare, talk something informal, and don't just remain quiet throughout the time of discussions or presentation. Even if you have nothing else to say, at least say good morning and thank you so much for wonderful. Once in a while, even if you don't find it interesting, you can always show that you're one of the most interested employee in the entire, say, group of presenters who are available there, right? Thank you so much for watching this episode of Office Talk, and we would continue for a few more weeks on how to improve your productivity in a work from home environment. Thank you for watching this episode.